Yeah, for some reason my recording last time didn't, like it got, I don't know, corrupted or something. I don't know what happened. But all the outstanding work is graded, it's all posted. I want to make some clarifying comments about this assignment. So when we first started doing AutoCAD, you all started uploading the drawing files. Then I got to the point where let's upload the drawing and the PDFs. But I'm trying to get you all to the point where your product is finished. So for this assignment, I only want the PDFs, okay? No drawing files, just the PDFs, okay? And there are two problems. So you're going to submit two PDFs, one for problem 1, one for problem 2. So how many PDFs are you going to upload? 2. How many PDFs are you going to upload? 2. All right, okay. Now, we just had an 11 o'clock section, and I want to go through a couple clarifying comments on some things, because I had made a couple boo-boos on the drawing files, and so I wanted to clarify those now. I thought that I had already created a layer for the dimensions. I was wrong, I forgot. I thought I had done that, but I guess it didn't save. So when you create your, when you open your drawings and you start creating dimensions, you'll need to create dimension layers. What you need to do for the first problem is create a dimension layer. Make sure the color of that layer is white. For the second problem, the color really doesn't matter all that much because you're going to be printing in monochrome. But if you want a color, make it yellow. Okay. Now, admittedly, I also had a couple of other boo-boos on the problem 1 file. So if you look on Blackboard, there's a problem 1 and a problem 1 corrected. Trust me, use the corrected. It'll make your life a lot easier. Because I had some color assignments that were incorrect, and it caused haywire with plotting and whatnot. So that's on me. That's my bad. But I want to mention a couple of things about the assignment. Okay, so let me pull this up right here. Okay, so I want all eyes up here because you'll start to get some warnings and you'll go, wait, Dr. Mike didn't say this. Trust me, this will work. Okay, so here's the assignment. So I want to mention a couple things about it. So there's 2 problems, and I have all the formatting requirements and whatnot for each problem here on the first page. A couple things. So number 1, the dimension style on problem 1. Some of these numbers seem a little weird because it says, you're going to have text that's 9 inches tall. That's kind of on purpose because I'm sort of sneaking an idea in this assignment to print drawings to scale, okay? So instead of printing on a 1-to-1 scale, you're going to be printing on a 1-to-60 scale, okay? So when you plot that out, you have to have text that's kind of tall in order to make that work. So I'm kind of sneaking that idea on you. Also with problem 1, I decided to throw architectural units on there, like feet and inches, as opposed to these decimal units. I just wanted to make it a little different. Okay, so I've got all the formatting requirements required for both drawings. A couple of other notes. Okay, so if you go to the second page, okay, there are some slight differences on plotting with the two files. Okay, one of them is to be plot in Grayscale. The other is to be plot in monochrome. And the reason why is I kind of just wanted you to get you to see what Grayscale would do. And a good example of what Grayscale would do can be shown on the first problem. So if you look here at the first problem, so the first problem is a floor plan, okay? And if you zoom in right here, let's say it is this corner. So this is a floor plan of a building. Anybody have any idea what this represents? A window, right? And if you notice, the lines are kind of lighter. They're not like full-blown dark, like the window lines are a little lighter. The reason why is because the lines in AutoCAD are drawn in cyan, so the lines themselves are a little lighter. So what Grayscale does is it maps the lines to the closest Grayscale equivalent that it can, and then it plots it accordingly. So some lines show up darker than others. Whereas on problem 2, everything's monochrome, so everything's black and white, which is why on problem 2, your layer color for dimensions doesn't really matter. So if you want to pick one, choose yellow, but it's not that big of a deal. A couple of other things that I will mention, so I want everybody's attention up here. So on problem 1, if you go to plot and it gives you a warning and it says something like the annotation scale doesn't match the plot scale, that's okay. And then the reason why is because we forced the text to be really, really big, okay? So that's okay, don't worry about that. On problem 2, you're going to have some dimensions where you're going to have to include a typical node. Okay, so I want to show everybody real quick how to do that. Okay, so let's go to AutoCAD, and I'm just going to do a really simple drawing. So let's say I have a rectangle, and I want to put a dimension, you know, here and here. So I've got a dimension here. Okay, if I want to include like typical after that, what I would do is just double click the text. So now this is like I can edit this text, okay? But what I'm going to do is use the arrow keys to move my cursor all the way over to the right and just type typical. And that's it, okay? So it's pretty easy to do, okay? So you can treat those text or those dimension annotations as text boxes. If you zoom in, what happens is some of the text is highlighted and some of it isn't. That stuff that's highlighted is related to the dimension itself. So the idea is that if the dimension were to change, it's like if the dimension were to change, the number would change, but that typical note would not, okay? That's what that is. So it's just an updated field. So whenever you're putting in that typical note, you just add that text on the end of it, and it's pretty easy, okay? Does that sound good? Anybody have any questions on that? Okay, I'm here, but I think now that I've posted a corrected file on problem 1, I think that problem 1 will go a lot smoother. So with that, I'm going to leave you all to it. So go ahead and get started.